Welcome, Liz Tracy, my sister, biological sister, for real deal sister. Welcome, y'all, to the Seeds Storyteller Series with my sister, Liz Tracy. We are so glad you guys are here, right? So we're going to be talking today about what Liz has in mind to be doing to launch into a brand new career, brand new season of work in a community change-making philanthropic way. And I'm just so excited for those of you that don't know my girl Liz. This is like my real biological sister Liz. I'm so glad for you to hear a bit of her story, and you know it if you've been around, if you've been a part of this series of conversations, you know the invitation is going to come back to you to find some inspiration, to find some ways to weave difference making in an inspired way, in a way that feels really good into your life, whatever you're up to, because that is exactly what my girl Liz is doing in her world. So for those of you that are brand new to me, to Liz, just a quick context on who we are and what we're going to be doing. My name is Sarah Davison-Tracy, and I am an author, a speaker, founder of Seeds of Exchange. And in all of these things, I love doing this. I love sharing stories. I love finding ways to make a difference right in our homes, in our work, in our cities, in the world. And doing that together, which is what we're doing here today. And we really do believe that when we take in each other's stories, we find more of our own story. So be listening as you are a part of this live or the replay to what it is that's stirring in you and how you want to take a little bit of this into the world. So, as I said, Liz and I go back just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And she really has been, she and our other sister, Rebecca, really planted in me the seeds of my love of the sisterhood. So Liz, I love you. Thank you for joining.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is so surreal being
pretty cool.
Able to be on it instead of watching and listening. I'm like on it. This is really cool.
So for all of you watching, just get ready for the invitation to be actually sharing your story, because, you know, that's what we do around here. We just share the mic with each other. So before we dive into Liz's story and how it is that she is weaving difference making and community building into her launch, into her new career, we're going to take a quick beat and take a place of pause, which we call pops here in the Seeds of Exchange world, because I really believe that if we can move into our choices of making a difference and moving with great intention and passion, we must take moments to look around and pay attention to what's capturing our attention and to find some peace. Otherwise, it's frenetic and overwhelming and crazy. So I'm just going to read a little excerpt from my book, Soulfully Ablaze. And I invite you, if you're not driving, if you're in a place you can close your eyes, please do. Please do. And know that just in a minute, we're going to dive into Liz's story. So I believe that new names, identities, and stories beckon, and we find them as a tribe and as a family. So be still. Yes, new things await. New things are here. But for now, let them go. For now, be still. Stay here. Take a beat. Take a breath. Find some peace. So, welcome y'all to the Seeds Storyteller Series. My name is Sarah Davison-Tracy. This is my sister, Liz Tracy.
Hello.
And we're gonna dive in to the conversation that will last for just over a half hour more. And as we go, if you have any questions, we're going to have a time for Q&A at the end for the live or the replay, because we'll keep watching both on YouTube and Facebook for whatever questions, ideas, things that are percolating in you. So comment. Let's keep this to a very engaging, dynamic conversation. But for the live in particular, if you have some questions for Liz, post them, and I'll check those out, and we'll be having a Q&A time at the end. And use those cool little emojis, like do the hearts and laughter and thumbs up and all the jams that Facebook lets us do for those live. All right, so Liz.
Yes.
This is the weekend that you are launching into a new season in your work, in your career, in your life.
Yes.
And before we get to what that is, at your request, you wanted to start this whole conversation by talking about the light that you are looking to shine on a Seeds of Exchange fundraising partnership with some friends in Sri Lanka called Educate Lanka. And for those of you that want to learn more, there's a whole bunch of links in our write-up. So go down the rabbit trail of Liz, Sarah, Educate Lanka, and learn, give, be a part of what we're doing. So tell us a little bit about why you chose to launch your new career with this deeply community-based, philanthropic, awesome collaboration.
Well, first off, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
And this is my first live event, so I am a little nervous, and I know exactly. A part of me just wanted to keep on listening to you and have you just tell everything, and you could just say my story. I don't have to talk. I'm feeling a little shy right now. Okay, so take a deep breath. So I just started, I started a new career path, and I'm going into real estate. And with this new career path, I just being able, I just love the whole building community, connecting people, and which is why I chose real estate. And it's so fun to be able then to I'm just trying to figure out how I can connect people to other things as well. And since you, my sister, has this wonderful nonprofit, Seeds of Exchange, and you're always highlighting other organizations, how people can donate, give, just bringing awareness to that we're not such a small world. There's so many other people out there and organizations and just the bigger community. And so in this newness, I decided that it was really cool then to also partner with you in your month of October's fundraiser to bring awareness to my community here in the Northwest. And granted, I have friends all over the world because I love to travel. I have traveled to over 15 countries in my lifetime. Yes, I think 15 countries. Anyway, so and the other cool thing that I was so excited when I heard that the October fundraiser was connecting with Nil, who I know because I used to live in Denver, and I just adore, and she's also in real estate. So I was like, all these connections, all these mixtures of connections. It was meant to be. It was really, really cool. So it really, there's not necessarily a connection of real estate and Educate Lanka. There's not they're not real estate, but it's more just that whole bringing awareness, having people know that there's so many cool organizations out there. So that's why I did this. That's why I'm jumping into this with you, and in the midst of my whirlwind excitement of jumping into a new career. So
it's a lot going on.
Yes.
And the thing that I want to make sure that everyone hears, I mean, I love talking. I find you to be incredibly inspiring, and I learn something from you every time we talk. And in particular, in this season, I was so excited to share what is cooking in your life, because I think it can be so easy in our human measuring ways to be like, oh, I couldn't ever do what so and so is doing, whatever we attribute making a difference or being philanthropic or I don't know, Angelina Jolie, having millions of dollars and working with the United Nations and
Yes.
actor and all. No, it can never be about that, because then we will never find the ways to weave what our part is into our lives, into like whatever the real deal is going on in our lives right now, as like moms with little kids, brand new careers, whatever the thing is, to just look for the ways to plant the seeds and water them and make them grow. So that's that's what I want y'all to hear, and to look for threads of connection in your own life with Liz's story.
Yes.
So Liz, do you want to tell folks about Educate Lanka and the fundraising campaign specifically, or do you want me to do that?
Well, and I was wanting to have you do it just because you're,
All right. So Educate Lanka, as Liz said, the connection that I first got to Educate Lanka comes from a dear friend of mine. Liz and I call her Nil, but her professional name is Nilmini Cox. And she herself was born in Sri Lanka and came here in college and has lived here for many, many years, has a family, and has been doing this straddling thing of 1 foot in Sri Lanka, where most of her family still lives, and 1 foot here in the United States, where her children and husband and her life, her work is. And so on Easter Sunday this year, there were a series of bombings in Sri Lanka, 3 in churches and 3 in hotels, that killed nearly 300 people. And the impact of that was extremely significant for all of the reasons that having that kind of targeted terrorism and violence is in a family, in a community, and particular had a great impact on Nil and many of the folks her age and older, who there had been a 30-year war in Sri Lanka. And so they were just hoping and praying that this was their time of peace. And then this year, that peace was shattered. So Nil, because she is who she is, very similar to Liz, looking to say, how do I make a difference with my people, with my family, while I'm here living in the United States? It took a couple months to pull it together, but what she decided to do was partner with me and then another event here in Denver to raise money to give to this amazing organization, Educate Lanka. And I'll be talking with the executive director of Educate Lanka on one of these lives here in a couple weeks. But they are grassroots, based here in the United States, so funds are tax deductible, and in Sri Lanka, so they have boots on the ground. And their passion is education, and really seeing that the data, the research shows that when kids are educated, that's what creates new beginnings. And they're specifically looking to find ways to support families that were impacted from this bombing to be able to have fresh starts rising out of the ashes. So our goal is $4,000. We have a $2,000 match, so your dollars are doubled. And we love any dollar amount, literally $1, $1,000, all celebrated, because when all of us give what we can, there's plenty. And so thanks, Liz, for allowing us to be able to share this with the world through your entree into real estate. What a cool connection. I love it. Do you have anything to add to that, or can we dive into your story?
Well, I would like to add, just because there's like I'm stuttering over my words. But there are so many nonprofit organizations out there here in my community of Kitsap County, in Washington State as a whole, in the US as a whole. And I mean, it just grows and grows and grows. And so there are so many amazing organizations to give to. And I'm not wanting to pressure anyone saying that this is the one to give to, like, you better give money to this one because we're needing to meet the $2,000 making goal. Thank you. I was like stuttering. Okay. But anyways, this is more just the excitement of, again, it's the whole bringing awareness of another organization out there of, this really is a cool organization, highlighting it. And again, if you feel, like the call to go, yeah, I want to give $1 towards this one, and then $1 towards the YMCA, and $1 towards here and here, or $100 or such. But it really, again, I just am not wanting to. The reason why I'm doing this Facebook Live is, again, is just highlighting this organization, this cause, and then even highlighting your nonprofit, how awesome yours is, of how it just, again, it's all about the connecting and bringing awareness. So that's what I wanted to throw in there. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, so share with folks, since I have the pleasure, honor of knowing the answer to the question that I'm asking. You mentioned you've been to 15 countries, traveled around the world, which,
Yes.
by the way, I, as your sister, I was like, dang, 15 countries. Like, I knew it'd been a lot, but I hadn't ever tallied them up. That's amazing. So you have this passion for travel, for globe, for people. It's not just grabbing experiences, because I know you. And you have this passion for making community connections and really using what you have to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I mean, those three things have been in you since you were little. Like, I remember, right? And so the thing that I want to point out to folks, it's like the best news. There's so much burden, or there can be, in some like personal growth, transformation, making a different circles of like, how do I figure out what I want to do? Or like, the clues are there. I mean, I look at your life and I'm like, of course she's doing real estate because she loves people. She loves helping people's dreams come true. Of course she's using her launch into real estate to, partner with this fundraiser. It's amazing, like all of the pieces coming together. And for you, I would love for you to just share a little bit about what it has been like for you to see those pieces and to really actively bring those pieces together in your world, in your career, to actually be doing this, fundraising endeavor as you launch your real estate career. Like, what would you say are one or two things that you've seen in your life as you've been able to choose real estate and then, bring this community building philanthropic piece, into your real estate career? Like, how has that been for you? Has it been easy? Has it been scary? Has it been super clear? All of it?
It's been all of it. I mean, if I understand your question correctly, how did I get into real estate? And highlighting a fundraiser as well. I mean, this whole venture into real estate, super scary, because it's the first time that I'm going to be working for myself and building my own salary. I'm not getting that bi-monthly check. Anyway, but I'm having, it's what I am putting into my business is what I'm going to get out of it. And it is it's definitely a very scary thing. The really cool, so how I got into real estate, how I changed from working for employers and then I'm my own employer, is I actually worked with a life coach last year, and she was amazing in the sense of balancing my life out and then being able to kind of delve into what is it that makes me happy. What they always talk about, do what you love, and or your work becomes your happy place. And so just working with her, I just realized more and more it is all about the networking events that I was going to that I just thrived in, and the connections, making the connections with people of how, I meet one person at a networking event and then they become my bestest friend
Right.
within like 3 months or whatever. And it's just like, now it's been a year. One of my dear friends, I've known her for a year, and it's like we feel like we've known each other for 10 years. And so, and that just is from, again, going out into the community, meeting new people, and doing what I love of just connecting. It's just crazy. So, um, again, back to the whole life coach, she kind of moved me towards that whole realization of, yeah, it's marketing, it's networking, and I'm also doing the whole customer service. And so just helping people find their happy home or happy place if they're going to sell their home and go off to move to Mexico or something. Anyway, so it really is the whole customer service. And it so I just started, like, this week I just started, and so I have not sold a home yet. I don't have any buyers or sellers or anything like that, but it is really exciting as I think about the future of real estate and what I'm able to get, what I will be bringing into the community. I'm really excited about that. And again, then the whole connecting with you and this venture of Educate Lanka, and just the whole connections of having it be with the nonprofit itself, and then it's connected to Sri Lanka, which is then connected to Nil, who I just love and adore, and then she's a real estate agent, and it feels like there's all these wonderful connections. And the word for me is, my word this year is gather. And this is a gathering. It's so cool. So I don't know, did I answer your question, or did I just go off on a little like tangent of, because it's just, there's so many exciting things about this.
Okay, and the thing I want to point out that is so important is that amidst all the excitement, you're not free of feeling like out of your comfort zone and afraid or overwhelmed at times. Like, that's part of life. I feel like we have to make sure we mention that in setting our expectations, that, like, taking big leaps, starting
Oh gosh.
career,
Yeah.
being in business for yourself, not getting a paycheck from someone else, generating your own. And then out of that, choosing with all of those pieces to be able to say, and I'm going to add this piece that I'm so passionate about, to have this fundraising partnership with Seeds, with Educate Lanka. And it's a lot of pieces that I think it's just important to, like, spotlight that for people, so that for those that are venturing into something brand new or see something new coming, like, know that just because you're terrified, it's like, that's part sometimes, I think maybe always, of knowing that you're on the right path. And the other part is, that is why we need to be making those steps and leaps together, like with others.
Yes.
Because otherwise it's too hard to be in the terror alone. And I know for you, network of friends and family, that, on a terrifying day, like, you can reach out and be like, I am freaking out here. I need some extra love, some good vibes, some prayers, so I just want to make sure that, because I love that you shared the answer to that question with, like, excitement and fear, like, both residing in this season. Like, it's both.
And in addition to that is that I'm excited, and this is wonderful. And being human, I definitely have gone through anxiety, panic attacks, and what the hell am I doing? What in the world? And then I do have that community of people, friends, and then even family that I reach out to going, oh my gosh, this is crazy. What am I doing? I should go and get a part-time job. I should get a full-time job. I should get supplemental income until I can get on my feet. And I'm putting a lot of money in forefront into real estate. There's all these memberships and applications. And I mean, it's a whole chunk of money up front, and it panics me. And then so to be able to reach out to my kula, my community, my family, my tribe, just, and then have them go, you know, you are going to be amazing. And, or even hearing that, oh gosh, thank you so much for sharing this. I feel anxious sometimes, and
Yeah.
it's a normal thing. And, you know, you're going to be awesome. And just kind of getting me back into my center, my presence of what I am going to be able to bring. Because sometimes it gets really scary, crazy, and then that's all you focus on. And so then to kind of calm me down and bring me back in and go, okay, this is really scary, yes, and I'm going to just keep moving forward, baby steps forward. And here I am now in my baby steps, but of 42 years, because it's taken me 42 years to get into something that I'm really, really excited about. So
I love that.
so yeah, but I mean, even as I talk about the anxiety, I hold my chest because I think about, oh, it's really scary.
Yes.
What the hell am I doing? So
Another thing is for those that are listening, to be gentle and gracious for the, you know, months, years, decades it can take to like get closer and closer and closer to what it is that feels like it's more and more you. Like, yeah, it's the dream to make money doing what you love, to be able to give money away because you have plenty, to, you know, all of those things. And it's like, it just takes some time to be able to cultivate like a life that is more and more that. It's not happen like right away for most of us. Like I know a couple youngins that it does.
Oh goodness. Yes.
So Liz, when for you, what would you say are, I don't know, one or two things when you do feel like gripped with anxiety or fear, or like have a big decision to make? I know you mentioned your community of family, thank you, and friends. What would you say is another thing or two that really helps you navigate those challenging, you know, moments? Do you have practices in your life that
toolkits? My toolkit, you're asking.
Toolkit. I should have used the coaching word. Yeah.
Yes.
Help you, just because I think that's so valuable for all of us to learn from each other's toolkits. So
yes, totally. I agree. And I've had countless conversations with friends about our, like, you know, after I've gotten out of my panic attack anxiety, and I hear what their toolkits are, and it definitely helps. And so when I was going through that, definitely the communication, not keeping it private, because it's such a scary thing when you're doing that, because it feels like you're then out of control, and you're a wimp, and I mean, you don't have it together. So
let's be really specific. Did you reach out? Well, I know the answer, part of the answer to this. Phone or email. How do you communicate with people to like keep it raw and real when things are not great? Like,
yeah, so I definitely did phone conversations, and texting. And it was in the very beginning, texting is easier because you could be like, hey, what you doing today? And then like and then slowly go into
freaking out.
Kind of freaking out right now, if you can just, you know, send me. And then the biggest request too is, I'm not necessarily a very religious person. I grew up in a church, but I do completely 100% believe in the power of, there's people will say prayer or sending love and light into the universe. And just like, even if you think of this person and just go, sending you
Yeah.
lots of love, and you're like picturing that person. And I truly believe that totally is sent to that person, and it helps their energy and whatever it is you are sending them. So that's why the importance of positivity, and you're always thinking those positive thoughts, because they do get sent out. And so I did reach out and ask for prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I also then asked for walks with friends, because exercise, definitely fresh air, helps with the breathing, and then being able to talk about it, and then have them say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing this, because I've been feeling anxiety and it's really a scary thing to talk about it. So to hear you talk about it, awesome. Another huge tool was meditation, and I have this wonderful app that I use. It's called Insight Timer, and it's INSIGHT and then timer, TIMER. Awesome. They have thousands of talks and meditations and music, and it is an amazing tool. And so when I realized I was having a panic attack and I having a hard time breathing and going, holy shit, this is really scary. And I turned on a meditation, and it talks about, like, take a deep breath and you can feel your stomach rising. And I'm like, I can't, what? My stomach's not rising. Because, I couldn't breathe. I was having a hard time breathing. And so, but it is definitely, it does help calm you down. And now when I'm like listening to that meditation, I'm like, oh, I can feel my stomach rising, and I can feel like my chest expanding. And I'm like, oh, this feels wonderful. But then remembering that moment when I couldn't.
Yeah.
So anyway, listening to music, journaling. I mean, really.
Tell us your favorite music. I'm going to look at the comments real quick. Tell us your favorite music that you do to kind of chill.
Oh goodness. My favorite music, and I listen to this even like when doing yoga, and then definitely doing yoga is good. I forget about that. That's like a
totally
regular practice. So it's called the artist is called Deuter. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's DEUTER, and it's the Pandora Station. And it's just kind of just that chill, quiet music, and it just relaxes me. And I use it when I'm like cleaning, or when I'm just chilling, studying, or whatever. It's just it's a nice background music, and it's wonderful. And so it helps calm me down as well.
Hey,
So.
I'll add that to the write-up too, peeps. Liz, is Rebecca handy? Can you ask her if she sees any questions? My Facebook isn't loading to look at the questions.
Oh, are there any questions, Becca? Is there any questions that have popped up? I'm asking. I saw a participant. Oh, I don't know how to do this.
Don't worry about
it. I see. Hi, Marquis. She's saying it's making her so happy. And you think I'm shining so brightly. Thank you.
You are.
Yeah.
So if Becca can tell us if I missed any questions, we're just getting going because we have just a couple minutes left.
Okay.
So for those that, I'm going to make sure that I include those in the write-up, because I love, Liz, the toolkit piece.
Yes.
Brilliant and amazing.
Hi, Debbie. Mwah, mwah.
It's our
Debbie Berkemer.
So Liz, the toolkit piece. Any other like burning things to add to that? I want to make sure that we don't miss any awesome pieces from the Liz Tracy.
Goodness, yeah, I mean, those are the main things that I remember. It really is the communication, keeping it, recognizing it.
Yeah.
And I think that's also why I had a panic attack, because I wasn't recognizing that I was anxious, or I was just like, oh, everything's fine. I'm, just moving along, and I'm going to put all this money, and who cares? And then, yeah. And then my body is like, oh no, this is a scary thing. You need to be more aware that it's, you don't have everything under control, and, and you don't need to. That's the thing. You don't have to come across as, you don't have to, yeah, be perfect.
No. That's
So thank God. Anyway,
why.
so
Yeah. So can you tell us, Liz, a little bit about um, for you? So you see this, launch into your real estate career coming up, and you're very intentional about it. It took a lot of training, I know, to get where you are now, and big decisions to make. And in the midst of all of that, you get this wild hair to add in this community fundraising piece. And do I remember correctly that part of it came from people were asking you like how they could support you and contribute to this season of life, and at launch parties if they could bring anything to share? And I think, do I remember you were just like, what I want people to share is,
yeah,
so can you remind me kind of, and everyone, kind of the process of looping that in? And the reason I want you to share it is because it's beautiful, but it just is so helpful for us all to hear, like, oh my gosh, look how that person did what she did in the midst of launching, your career, and finding ways to do that same thing, for in each of our lives. So talk to us about how you, like, a couple moments along the way that led you to choosing to spotlight this community fundraising initiative that you've chosen to partner with. Like, how did it happen?
yeah.
And
Well, it really was like you were saying, like, I definitely have some really cool, wonderful friends that are excited with this new career path, and supportive, and they want to support me. And they're like, what, is there anything that we can give or contribute? And so I feel, even though I did go a little crazy with the money and everything, and putting the amount of money I'm putting up front into this, I really don't need, um the biggest thing for me is just the support, emotional support of having someone stand beside me. And so then, but I do know that many people love to give, like, you give a present, it makes you feel good, like, here's some flowers, here's a bouquet of flowers, I was thinking of you. And it makes that person that received the flowers feel good, and it makes the person that gave the flowers feel good.
yeah,
And so I know that there are people that they want to give something. And so I thought, my goodness, this would be so cool, like, that it would totally make me feel happy that I would be receiving the gift,
yeah,
sort of. But to have somebody give a donation gift towards this fundraiser in my name, or what, I don't know how that is, but they're me asking, or offering, oh, well, this is how you can contribute, if you really want to give something towards my launch.
right.
This would be a cool opportunity, because, again, I keep on saying the same thing. I feel like I don't want to be too redundant, but it's just all about bringing awareness,
Right.
and highlighting a good cause, and something that I totally, totally believe in, because it's you, my sister Sarah, my older sister, Sarah, that I've always looked up to. But just everything that you've done with your organization is just so amazing. And it's so exciting for me to be able to be a part of this and then to tell my friends, oh, yes, this is what you can do. You can contribute to this organization. And you have fundraisers every single month. So it doesn't have to be this fund. It doesn't have to be this organization. It can be another one down the road or whatever, but just um, being just kind of paying it forward, passing it on, like there's really not a lot right now that I need
Hmm.
except for your emotional support, your friendship. That's what I need right now, your love and friendship. And then if you want to give something, I would love for you to give towards this organization. That's, yeah.
Very, very, just the thing that I love about it is that it's paying attention to the connections, the stuff that was right in front of you. It's
Yeah.
not that it was simple, because you had there was some stuff you had to do, but there was some ease and flow and grace, and like, oh, I'm just going to connect these dots, make these worlds come together, which makes
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I feel in all of this is there's just this also sense of joy. And we had one friend post that Liz looks like she's glowing. I mean, really, it's like when we're like doing the things that we're destined and called and gifted to do, it really
Yeah.
might not be simple. It might not be easy, but there's just there's grace about it. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is what I'm supposed to do, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I just looked at the time. We need to wrap up here in just a couple minutes.
Okay.
But before we wrap up, I want to just tie it back to those that are watching either live or on the replay, and couple invitations. Number one of the other ways that we believe you can be philanthropic is by sharing this story with people in your. Please share this video and be like,
yes,
more people. And talk about it at a dinner party and talk about the individual ways that you guys are all using your work, your family, your passions to make a difference in the world and
yes,
fuel that. Like, that's how we fuel it in each other. So please share it, and please post back to us like what how you're sharing it, what you're learning, and what you're excited about. And that's number one. Number two, Liz mentioned it a few times, very honestly and vulnerably, like how hard and scary this season has also been for her. And I always want to make sure that we take a moment on these live conversations to acknowledge that being human is not easy, that life is just hard sometimes, and on some days it's really, really, really hard. So if you are watching this and are in that heart crushing with anxiety moment Liz mentioned earlier, or sick, or just down, please don't go it alone. Please reach out. If you know me or Liz, private message us. If with your permission, I'll share your request with Liz, and I promise I will be thinking about you and praying for you and sending that love your way. And please make sure you reach out to a live person in the world, because I just believe the harder life is, the least it works alone.
yeah,
And then the third is an invitation to take one thing you learned and put it into a commitment to take a step of, we call it inspired action, to do something with something that Liz said that inspired you, something that you hadn't thought about before. Hey, maybe I could connect this dot with this dot and do this cool thing. Like, what is one act you could take that would feel really exciting, that would bring you a glow, that would feel like it's connecting dots that have been destined to be connected in your life? And post it below and share it with a live person, private message, do the whole dance of communications, because I
love that.
So important. So Liz, before we wrap up, in like a minute, what would you give one last that you would like to leave us with before we head into the rest of our days. What's one last
Ah.
line?
Oh goodness. Um, one last is I don't know. That's a tricky thing.
That smile is plenty. No.
Yeah. No, so one last thing. I mean, again, to reiterate, that um thank you all for watching this video and hearing about this organization, both Seeds of Exchange and Educate Lanka. And just by watching just brings joy to my heart, because it has educated you, brought awareness to you, in something that you didn't know about. And that just is so exciting, is to help people connecting people with just other wonderful things out there. Wonderful. And I hate the word things. I can't think of it, what I would want to say right now, but wonderful experiences and organizations and people. And there's so much good in this world. And just being able to spotlight that and bring it to the forefront is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So that's what I would like to leave.
That's awesome. Love that. Love you. So
I love you too. And I love you all that's watching.
yes, and to all of you watching, Liz and I really, when we talked about this call, we just believe there are no accidents. So if you're watching this,
Yes.
some nugget, something meant for you, and we hope that you got a little lightness, inspiration. You learned something. You feel like a few dots have been connected in my world, and we hope that you really feel that you are loved, that you belong, and this
Yes.
sense of belonging to each other, that when we integrate that and live it, it lights up the world and it makes a difference, and we feel good. So bless you all. I love you, Liz. Thank you for joining. Keep the conversation
Love you.
going. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.